in its own little like container where there's creators and it's not influencing what's happening within organizations and how that influences things like acquiring talent, retaining talent. Can you help us understand how this maybe has the ability to impact what companies are doing to go and find people that they want to bring into their organization? What does a personal brand have to do with that? And how is this all tied into more of a traditional HR environment from that standpoint?
No, it's a really great topic of conversation. And I think as we go into these new ways of working, as we as organizations look at what's being called the Great Resignation or the Great Reshuffling, whatever name you want to put on it, we as organizations have the opportunity to look at the way that we hire and determine if there are roles or functions in the organization where content creation or social media following is an asset to the organization itself. And those are conversations that we need to start to have up front. So if we are looking for someone in our marketing department, for example, negotiating how you might leverage, or if that person is open to allowing you to leverage their followers or their automatic group of people who are interested, their fans. So these are conversations that I think are going to continue to evolve. And organizations should be looking at what their employees are producing online to determine if there are ways to ask employees to funnel talent or followership to the organization as a whole. And again, those are some gray lines based on personal branding, right? So we all have our personal brand. But those negotiations and those conversations do need to start to happen, because there's always been this concept of, what I do online is very separate from what I might do for my business or for the organization that I work for. And of course, those lines are starting to blur, and they blur very, very quickly in the creator economy. So there might potentially be an opportunity for employees to create content for the organization itself, whether internally or externally, right? So we might have people who have this creative bent who, to Corinne's point, understand how to use some of these brand new tools, and then really start to think about how could we leverage those tools either inside our organizations or externally with some of our messaging. And again, the slippery slope comes in the form of that intellectual property and that personal brand, and where do those things overlap? But the real opportunity for the organization is huge. There's huge untapped creativity potential that lives in our employees as they might start to put together this concept of being a creator or being someone who has an opinion or has a couple of things that they really like to share and talk about. And I think that these creators or this creativity is generally an untapped talent pool within an organization.